Since the inception of our Chaplain Corps in 1775, Navy chaplains have played an integral role in influencing our nation's sea services for good by modeling the very best of service and professionalism. From the very beginning, commanders relied on their chaplains to guide their sailors to grow in personal character and professional competency. They depended on these religious ministry professionals not only to provide divine services, but to participate in training young sailors in their seafaring profession by teaching them arithmetic and navigation.
On this 241st anniversary of our Corps, we celebrate the influence these 18th and 19th century chaplains had on individual sailors and the Navy as a whole. Men like Robert Thompson, whose initiative to establish an academy on board frigates at the Washington Navy Yard positively shaped sailors in his generation, and George Jones, who was instrumental in the establishment of the United States Naval Academy in 1845.
Navy chaplains continued to influence the Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard institutions during the challenging years of the 20th century. We especially remember how they courageously faced the adversities of war, in some cases laying down their own lives in order to fulfill their call to serve. 15 chaplains paid the ultimate sacrifice during these difficult years. Chaplains like Aloysius Schmidt, who gave his life helping trapped sailors to escape a flooding compartment after the USS Oklahoma was attacked on December 7, 1941 at Pearl Harbor. This year, 75 years later, his remains have been identified and he has finally been laid to rest in his home in Iowa. And Robert Brett, who only a year out of chaplain school, was killed in action in Vietnam while caring for his Marines.
Our legacy of impacting the sea services continues now in the 21st century. As the evolving global environment forces change in naval operations, Navy chaplains are adapting the way religious ministry is delivered in this complex world. We are grateful for our unsung heroes. Chaplains like Brad Abelson, who paved the way for chaplaincy in the joint military environment, and Bob Williams, whose fingerprints can be found on almost all Chaplain Corps policy of recent years. Men and women like these help raise our professional quotient, so collectively, we can best influence the Navy, Marine Corps, and Coast Guard to grow in personal character and professional competency.
On this 241st anniversary of the Navy Chaplain Corps, we salute all Navy chaplains and the impact you continue to have on sailors, Marines, Coast Guardsmen, and their families. Our legacy of service is rich. Thank you for adding to it. Wherever you're celebrating, happy anniversary.